The Pantone Color Institute has chosen its color of the year for 2026. And for the first time in the Institute's 27 years of picking a color, it's a shade of white. I'm surrounded by it. To be precise, next year's color is Pantone 11-4201 Cloud Dancer. For more on the reveal, we're joined by Pantone Color Institute's Vice President, Lori Pressman. Welcome back to the show, Lori.
Thank you so much.
And you're wearing Cloud Dancer,
yes,
right?
Of course I am.
We're like floating on a cloud here. You know, this color has elicited a lot of reaction from folks in the design world. They may be tickled pink or seeing red, but what can you tell us about this color choice and how
They're
you went
crazy
about
for this.
in choosing it?
You know, what we do, this is a global team of people who I liken to color anthropologists. They can see the world through the lens of color. And we're looking at all the different influences we see showing up across design. And we could see this showing up whether it was in art, whether it was in fashion, whether it was interiors or product design. We're looking at new materials and effects, social media. And then from there, we look to see what is driving this. And when we look around and we see everything that's happening, the 24/7 hustle culture where we feel overstimulated and overcommitted, all these distractions coming in at us, and seeing how people were looking for simplicity, looking for clarity, just wanting to disconnect, just wanting to step back just a little bit. And
I'm sorry. She knows she did. She knows she did. They did this for media. They did this for press. They did this for reactions. They even talked about this on social media. You picking the color of the year to be white. I see the play. I see the play. You pick the color of the year to be white because you want people to see red. You want people to talk about this. I'll tell you this, before I seen this, I didn't even know what the Pantone color of the year is because I did not care. Why didn't you make it black? Why didn't you make it beige? White? Sometimes, man, when you see stuff like this, you just got to laugh. You got to understand that we are living in a world where people do anything for people to see red, to get their reactions. There's a lot of people on social media going crazy about this because the color of the year is white. Who cares? What does the color of the year mean to me as a black person? Nothing. I don't care about the color of the year. White? Okay, cool. Clown dancer white. So what is that, a different shade of white? I don't get it. It's just funny that corporations become so desperate when they start to fall off or when they start to feel like they need some type of press. We're going to do something racist. That's what this is. We'll do something racist to spark the marketing so people can talk about us. Because before this, nobody knew what Pantone color of the year was. What is Pantone? Pantone makes colors, I guess. That just tells you my expertise. And I'm a pretty smart guy, but I can care less. White is white. Black is black. Brown is brown. But when you're so thirsty to get attention, you sink down to a level of thirstiness because you're so thirsty. You're so thirsty to get attention to your company, to get attention to be on media, that you really come with this and say, this is the color of the year, white. And then you call it a different name to make it seem like, oh, no, we didn't mean it like that. It's because all the issues, cloud dancer, you're just dancing on the clouds. People use racism to spark debate, to spark conversations. That's just what they do. They want people to go on here and be upset and yell and be mad. So are these people that's creating this really trying to do this in the best interest of peace and keeping people happy? No, you do this to spur these conversations for people to be upset and be angry, but you don't care because there's no such thing as bad press. What you do to things like this, you just cancel them. Just cancel them. But it's very idiotic to where you see a company sink so low to say the color of the year is white, and all this climate that we got going on, you say the color of the year is white, and you have a white person talking about it. So when I saw this, I just laughed because I'm not gonna give a reaction like everybody else is. They calling racist and this like that. You just call it how you see it. This is a racist situation. They're trying to put their company or put their importance out there by sparking debate, but really sparking people to be upset so your name is continued to be talked about. I'm gonna talk about it because it's just, which is what we do in our social media space, but I'm not gonna be enraged. I'm not gonna be upset. I don't care nothing. I don't support their company. I didn't even know they had a color of the year. I always feel like the color of the year is for me is black because I wear a lot of black. So I don't really care what anybody else says. But there are people out there that's enraged by this, and that's just what they want. So we gotta just stop falling into the trick and the bag of what they're doing and saying that, oh, the color of the year is white. I'm so upset. That's what they want you to do. They want you to talk about them. They want you to keep their name in their mouth. Because at the end of the day, nobody cares about what the color of the year is. Until now, because they made it a little racist. But this is funny though. It's funny that how you see people, sink so low because they so thirsty. It's crazy.
Really take that time to calm their mind, relax their mind, and open themselves up in a different way and see things above the clouds.
And this is the first time that Pantone has chosen a shade of white and has kind of stepped away from the bolder choices.
Yes.
What would you say to those that are underwhelmed and say that this shade of white isn't even a color? What would you say to those folks?
Well, I would say, I think we need to look at this a little bit differently. We're looking at a time where people want lightness. People want a little bit of serenity, and they're looking for things that are versatile. So when we think about a shade like this, again, it is that neutral white shade. So it goes with anything and everything. It provides scaffolding, as we would say, for the entirety of the color palette. So, okay, maybe you don't want to wear it on its own, but it goes with anything and everything. And at a time when we see consumers being so much more thoughtful about their color choices, wanting things that are accessible, things that are versatile,
she's making this sound very
this made
eloquent.
Perfect sense.
So
I give her credit
how do you
on that.
decide on the color?
Super eloquent.
It's ongoing conversations. This is a team that is also working with many different clients, guiding them for color for product, color for brand, visual identity. So they spend their days researching, visual research, combing the streets, looking for new influences, and influences come from everywhere. We don't really start having a more serious conversation till probably around March or April, and then we wait a couple more months, and then we slowly but surely get to the place. But it's a lot of visual research more than anything else.
And along with this announcement, Pantone is also launching a creative initiative with artists that are using this color. So what can we expect?
Well, I think you're going to expect to see many different designs coming from many different artists around the world.
It's so idiotic. People don't know that black is a combination of all colors. White is the absence of all colors. So what does that tell you? We're pushing white because we want to have an absence of all color. And then we want to have a creator fund of people using white and no color. I'm smart now. I'm gonna break it down for you. Black is a combination of all colors. White is an absence of all colors. We're gonna push the agenda to where we want to make white the color, the best color. I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. I'm all of that. But I'm also smart too to see where some people just take it too far to push their own agenda and push their own products. See what I'm saying? It sounds like to me you pushing no color. You pushing all white, the absence of color. Maybe I'm thinking about it too deep. But all I see this as a marketing ploy to get people to talk about it, to get people upset. I just say this, don't let this affect you because it's nonsense. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to make sure you can get all of the videos when they come in. And as always, we'll keep this thing rocking. Daily Show coming soon. Appreciate you guys.